How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading while the price is going up or down. SBF can't blame FTX attorneys at the start of his trial, says judge. Sam Bankman-Fried and his legal team cannot blame FTX company lawyers for allegedly reviewing and approving decisions that he made as CEO, at least not at first. In a 10-page memo released on Sunday, Judge Lewis Kaplan ruled that any advice of counsel defense cannot be included in the defense's opening remarks. Judge Kaplan wrote that the argument would risk giving prejudice to the jury from the start of the case, where they would believe that Sam Bankman-Fried isn't at fault and someone else would be for his actions. Ethereum future ETFs start trading in US for first time. Investment firms ProShares, Van Eck, Bitwise, Valkyrie Kelly, and VolShares collectively debuted a total of 9 ETFs on the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. There isn't really too much more, but the 9 funds got off to a slow start. As of about noon, they traded under 2 million in total, according to Bloomberg Intelligence. So this is kind of in line with what I said yesterday, where we could see these ETFs get approved, but it'll probably be a nothing burger because we're still in a bad economic area and most people don't want to invest too much money right now, whether or not there's an ETF. UBS launches tokenization trial on Ethereum. The asset management division of Switzerland's largest financial holding announced the launch of its inaugural live pilot of a tokenized variable capital company fund. So this is adding on to what they already do. The fund represents a legal entity for investment funds in Singapore that was introduced in January 2020. This is to enhance the city-state's position as a hub for fund management activities. The firm will leverage its in-house tokenization service called UBS Tokenize to initialize a controlled pilot of this market fund, which will come in the form of a smart contract on Ethereum, and it'll let the firms facilitate fund subscriptions and redemptions. So basically, it'll let them tokenize funds and manage funds in a tokenized manner, much like they do for their bonds and structured products. So this is building onto stuff they already do, and it is good because we expected tokenization to happen, and that will help drive more adoption as well. So over on our total, Dixie today. We did push up. We have a pretty decent green candle here. RSI is heading up, stochastic's coming out, and our VWAP's struggling to break bullish. So if our VWAP doesn't break bullish tomorrow with this bottoming pattern, then it likely will roll over and break lower. Our stochastic is coming down. It does want to curl, so I would pay attention. This money flow is running up pretty decently. If we look at the 2-hour, money flow is pretty decent. VWAP's coming down. 1-hour money flow is doing decent, but the VWAP is coming out, so I would keep an eye on things. Over on the total, we have a tweezer top that could be forming here, so I would keep an eye on this. It kind of might be, they might be about the same size, so I would watch for a red candle tomorrow that could push us lower and below this Fibonacci zone. Our stochastic has a bearish cross and that is falling. Our RSI is dropping. Our momentum is rounding away, and our VWAP is falling. Our money flow is maintaining bearish strength. We are slightly coming down, but it's not coming down very strong, so that money flow does have a chance to curl up and make a bounce here to head toward the bullish territory, but we would have to watch how the market's doing. If you want real quick, 2-hour, we're doing pretty good on money flow. VWAP's bearish. 1-hour, VWAP wants to go bullish, and the money flow is bullish. So if that can maintain, we could see continued price action up. I would keep a close eye on that. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we are trying to break away from this pattern. So like I said, we may have to redraw some other pattern. This could end up being like a descending triangle, at which point that could drop us probably around the same zone because we'd still have the same breakout. Our stochastic wants to run up, RSI is trying to push up, but it's trying to curl. Our VWAP is pushing into the bullish territory pretty decently, but our money flow just can't seem to cross bullish. Our momentum does want to come up as our VWAP is pushing bullish, but we are in a bit of a spot where we could get a rejection here, so I would watch closely what our next candle brings. If we get a red candle tomorrow, our dominance could start to slide. Over on Bitcoin futures, we tried to wake up pretty decently. We do have a little bit of a drop from today, so we might have a gap somewhere in there. Our stochastic's starting to round away, RSI's starting to round away, our momentum's starting to come down, and our VWAP's starting to come out. The money flow is trending away as well, so overall we have more bearish indicators here than we do any bullish. With the stochastic pushing a bearish cross and the RSI falling, those are weakening. The VWAP falling toward the bearish side and the money flow starting to inch its way back out could show that we could be setting up some weakness, so I would keep a close eye on things. When we look at the 4 hour, we have a little bit of a gap down, so that's kind of what I was talking about. The 1 hour, you have that gap there too, so we could come up, fill that gap, and then get rejected, so I would watch for that. Over on Bitcoin, we are getting a little bit of a rejection from our point of control here. Don't believe, so we have a little bit of a rejection there. If we zoom out, our value area high is up here above our golden pocket. So our volume profile is pretty much in line with our golden pocket if you look at it. We are starting to get a bit of a rejection from that point of control or the middle of our golden pocket. Stochastic is starting to round away. RSI is starting to come out. Our momentum does want to push forward. And our VWAP is trying to get lower highs. So if we get lower lows here, we could set up a bearish trend. Our money flow is starting to round away, so that is setting up some bearish strength. We do have higher highs, so if we can curl forward and get a green candle tomorrow, that would set up a bit of a bullish trend. So I would watch for that, but if we get a red candle tomorrow, that could push us lower. Over on the 4 hour, we have a bit of a rounding pattern that wants to bring us down. Our momentum is coming down pretty violently as our VWAP is crashing into the bearish territory. Our money flow is starting to push down toward the bearish territory as well, so if our lower time frames show signs of weakness, we could come back into our pattern with ease. Our RSI and our stochastic are falling down pretty quickly as well, so I would keep an eye on this. Real quick, if you haven't already, smash that like, hit the subscribe, and join us in the Discord link up above or in the link down below. But over on the 2 hour, we are trying to push out overall. This is a bit of a rounding top that could be forming. If you're not familiar with those, we do have a link in the Discord that can help you. Our momentum's overall pushing out. Stochastic is pushing down. RSI is starting to slide. Our money flow is rounding away, and our VWAP is maintaining a bearish trend with lower lows. We did get our higher highs, but we are getting pretty decent lower lows that want to bring us down. If we continue in this bearish territory and we don't come up near these highs, we could see a rejection and us fall lower. However, if the VWAP does manage to cross to the bullish side, then we could get a bit of a pump up and the money flow may be able to correct back upwards. Over on the 1 hour, we are kind of flat here. RSI is trending out. Money flow is pushing away. Our stochastic's pretty weak. It doesn't really have any strength. It's about as oversold as it can be. Our VWAP has a slight bullish trend going for us, so this could be good for us, at least short term. We are getting lower lows with our higher highs, so that is a bullish trend. If this VWAP can cross through the neutral and push sometime in the next few candles, that could help us trend up and out of this golden pocket. However, if this VWAP starts to reject away and the money flow continues out, we are likely going to fall away from this golden pocket and trend lower. Our momentum is pushing down as our VWAP is in the bearish territory, but if that VWAP crosses bullish, that momentum will likely reverse as well. Over on graph for the daily, we do have a bearish engulfing candle here, so this could end up dropping us down. A bearish engulfing candle is when you have a bigger red candle than your green candle. Again, we have links to this in the Discord, so if you don't know what these are, smash that like and join us in that Discord. Our stochastic's starting to round away. RSI is starting to fall. That momentum is rounding away and our VWAP is falling. The money flow is starting to curl away, so we don't have very much strong bullish momentum here. If the VWAP and money flow just fall to the bearish side, we will likely fall back toward this range and we could see lower price action from there. Over on the 4-hour, our stochastic is pushing out, our RSI is trending down. The money flow did cross bullish, but got a rejection and is starting to head down. Our price action is coming back down toward where we were, but we don't have quite as low of money flow, so this money flow still has some room to bring us down. Stochastic's pushing down pretty strong, RSI is pushing down strong. Our VWAP's in the bearish territory. It does look like it wants to push back up, but it could be a short relief, kind of come back up, test this like 9-cent zone, and then maybe curl away. We'd have to watch. Over on the 2-hour, we are pushing out pretty rapidly as we did pump up pretty drastically. RSI is trending out, momentum's heavy in the bearish territory. Our VWAP is trying to trend up. We did get a lower low. We have a bearish trend on our VWAP, so I would watch out for that. Our money flow does want to round away, so overall we do have bullish money flow, but with it coming down, we could break bearish. If that happens, we could see lower price action. However, if our money flow manages to maintain bullish momentum and the VWAP crosses neutral and goes bullish, we could continue back up. Over on the 1-hour, RSI is trending out, our stochastic wants to round away, our VWAP is pushing off that neutral, and our momentum is rounding up with a snake eye, so it wants to get a double green dot to push us forward. That could be helpful. Our VWAP is trending bullish. It does have a little bit of strength, but we're going to need some more strong green candles to come in. If we keep with these red candles, we're likely going to stair step away and just fall back down. Over on Anchor for the daily, we are getting a pretty sharp rejection. Stochastic's starting to drop down, RSI is starting to drop down, momentum's starting to fall, and our VWAP's starting to reject away. The money flow is starting to head back toward the neutral, so our seam looks like it could be kind of fizzling away here. Over on the 4-hour, we filled all our gaps, so we filled that 2-cent gap, we filled that 1980 whatever, we filled all the gaps that we talked about that I told you to watch out for. So if you took any positions on those and got profits, good for you. Let me know in the comments. Our stochastic has bearish divergences. It is pushing down pretty rapidly. Momentum is pushing out. VWAP is trending bearish. So we do have a lot of bearish momentum here. Our money flow does want to round away. So if that money flow can break bearish and the VWAP holds bearish momentum, we likely could reject this pattern and break down from here. So the market's not looking too positive right now. Our momentum has a bearish divergence. RSI is trending out. Stochastic is trending away with bearish divergence. Money flow is starting to curl away. Our VWAP is trying to push back up though, so keep an eye on that. And our momentum is coming out. If that money flow keeps coming out and the 1-hour starts to weaken, we could see this money flow fall bearish and the VWAP reject neutral, which could bring us lower. We do have those lower gaps to fill too, so just like the higher gaps I warned you about, those lower gaps I warned you about are likely next, so look for some buying opportunities. Not financial advice, but DCA is a good method to use. Our momentum is overall pushing lower as price was coming up, so that showed you that we wanted to come out as we had bearish divergence. RSI is trending away, our stochastic's trending away. It does have a bullish divergence that wants to push us up, but it's kind of not taking us anywhere, so I would take it with a grain of salt. We're starting to kind of push away from it. Our money flow and our VWAP are starting to pull toward the bearish side, so if they break bearish and get a lower low past this -3, -4 zone, then we could see continual price action down and lower price targets. Over on XRP for the daily, we are pushing our point of control. So our next candle is going to be pretty important. If our next candle is green, we could have some sort of flag here. If our next candle is red, we'll break our point of control and our kind of support resistance area of our flag, and we could see another move to the value area low, at which point we could see continual price action down if we break that point. Stochastic has a bearish cross, RSI is heading down, momentum is rounding away, and our VWAP is trending into the bearish territory. Our money flow is pushing higher, but we are kind of curling away, so I would keep an eye on it. If our money flow can't push above this like 9-10 zone, then we will see it kind of roll away and drop us lower. Over on the 4 hour, we have a manipulation X here that wants to bring us down. We are filling this wick currently. RSI is heading out, stochastic's heading out. We have bearish divergences on our stochastic and momentum. Money flows in the bearish territory. VWAP is falling pretty rapidly. So overall, everything is pretty beat down here on the 4 hour, much like the rest of the market. This could be some sort of a sloppy double top as well that could drop us down. Over on the 2 hour, we have a double manipulation X that is bringing us down. RSI is falling, our stochastic is falling, it's pretty much as low as it can go. Our VWAP does want to head back up, but our momentum is pretty beat down. If this VWAP can't cross above this about 12-13 zone, then we could just pull back, see lower price action, and continue just stair-stepping down. However, if we manage to push above this, we could trend higher and see our price action start to recover a little bit. Over on the 1 hour, RSI is overall trending out, stochastic's overall getting beat down. Our price action is trending away. We are kind of stair-stepping down. Our money flow is coming back down. We are trying to make a bounce off the neutral, so that is positive, but it's starting to kind of curl as we did get quite a few red candles. So I would keep an eye on this. If we don't get a green candle after this hammer candle, then we could just fall flat. However, if this hammer candle is followed by a green candle, that would be a bit of a bottoming pattern that could help push us forward. Our VWAP does want to cross bullish, so if the VWAP can cross through, that will give us momentum with the money flow maintaining that bullish momentum as well. The momentum does want to come up. If that VWAP crosses bullish, that will turn green, and we will start to round. Stochastic is starting to take a nosedive with the RSI, so I would keep an eye on those. If we start to push down here, that would put us in jeopardy of falling lower. Finally, for algo for the night, we are testing the value area low of our volume profile, so if we break this zone, we will trend lower. We will fall back into our flag, at which point we could break this Fibonacci zone. Our stochastic does have a bearish cross, RSI is coming down, our momentum's making bearish divergence and starting to round away, and our VWAP's starting to round away as well. The money flow is doing pretty decent in the bullish territory, but it's starting to kind of taper, so I would keep an eye on it. Over on the 4 hour, we have a manipulation X that wants to bring us down, so if we get some green candles and bounce, that would be bullish for us. However, if we get red candles that break us through, we could see continual price action to the downside. Momentum is starting to push away, stochastic's pushing away, both things had bearish divergences that want to bring us down. Our money flow is in the bearish territory and our VWAP's making bearish trends, so overall we do have heavy bearish strength. Over on the 2 hour, we're trying to get some green candle in, so if this green candle closes strong, that could help push us forward. However, if it closes weak like this, we could just see it fall flat here. RSI is trending out, momentum's making bearish divergences, our stochastic is pushing down and has almost no strength. That VWAP is trying to push forward. If the VWAP crosses bullish and the money flow maintains bullish strength, we could see a bounce here. However, if the VWAP rounds away and rejects this neutral and the money flow falls flat, we could see continued price action to the downside. Over on the 1 hour, we are kind of flagging here, so I would keep an eye on that if you're hoping for any kind of bullish momentum. It could also be a symmetrical triangle, which is a bear pendant that could break us down as well. Our RSI is overall trending out, stochastic is overall trending out, but we are trying to make a push up even though we're kind of going flat, so I would keep an eye on this. If the stochastic continues to push up, that could give our RSI some strength. Our VWAP does want to push bullish, it is trying to lift off this neutral, so I would keep a close eye on it. But our money flow is starting to push toward the bearish territory, and it is in a bearish trend, so if the VWAP doesn't gain some strength and push past this area where it's rejected before at this 3-4 zone, then we could just fall flat here and break this support. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.